But yeah, if I'm confident we either will get to 3,000 this year or at least get close to it. We'll see. We'll see. But it has been a journey. I posted on Reddit that I'm done with the 2,500 and I'm diving the 2,600. And I mentioned it on my Discord. It's kind of funny seeing people like new people that haven't, or at least people that haven't heard about me yet, going like, "Wait, you're reading every single one?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." I've been at it for a couple of years now. And yeah, it's always like very fascinating. It's fascinating how like some people in the community know me, even though I have not really done much to get my name out. I mean, I've shared my videos around, but and at most late 3,000 will be around February of next year, probably, maybe. It would be nice. It would be nice, but we'll see. We'll see how, because I will be definitely going away in June for like vacation. So that's gonna be like 4 weekend days I don't do streaming. And again, I might travel this year. I might have work to do. It's too hard to like be very confident. It's like, oh, I will definitely reach this number by that time, because you never know. Life is mysterious, just like SCPs are mysterious. But I'm excited. We're getting into a whole new batch, a whole new adventure. And I already checked the first author, anonymous. So what start into 2,600 is that we have an author that we don't know. Oh, I have myself some Indian food too. But yeah. Shall we get started, guys? Shall we get into the empty box? Let's go. And also, I believe Howard did say one of them has like either a tail or something like an extra page. Well, yeah, okay, the 2602 has an extra page, but we get to that when we get to that. So, the empty box once again. Let's get started, guys. There was that one guy on Reddit that wrote like an essay about how SCP changed how they thought about life. Is that the same guy who commented on me being like, "Hey man, I read like at least 3,000 to 4,000 and I am a different person"? Is that the same person? Because like they told me the same thing when I posted today, and I was like, I'm not sure if I'm gonna be a different person at the end of this. I'm talking about that guy, yeah. I think I'm not sure if I'm gonna be a changed man once I read all of them. I know myself, and I have not changed in the last like 15 years. So I don't think reading every single SCP is gonna make me like, now I have a different view on life. But it will definitely be a lot of fun to be. Somebody else in the comment section was like, "Wow, you gonna totally be the. You can actually be the guy who's like, what's your source on this?" I'm like, I read every SCP and the proof is out there. You know what I mean? Like, I can totally be the guy who's like, I read all of them. You don't have to tell me shit about it. I read them all. Okay, let's go on now, guys. Object class Euclid containment attempt. Oh wait, containment attempt summary. That's the okay. That is already a good start. It's not special containment procedures. It's containment attempt summary. That's already a nice little change. I still don't like it if I look blurry or not. Like, this looks way blurrier than usual. I don't like. Right now, that's not important. During SCP-2600's containment operations, non-functional and other non-essential test materials were cataloged by the engineers of Mobile Task Force Delta 43 Quarter Junkies. SCP-2600 is currently contained within Site-77. Welcome back, Site-77. It's been a while since we saw your number. All personnel assigned to work with SCP-2600 are to be rotated every 3 weeks with regular psychiatric evaluations to ensure they are not being affected by SCP-2600. Any physical interactions to be done by robotic drones. And here we have SCP-2600 doing testing. Man, I remember the days when I had to like connect my GameCube and my Wii, like, well, not like that, but you had like the adapter to put in the TVs as well. But like, I remember the days of this. Hey Afro, what's SCP X number? Hold on. Let me search into my brain. Oh yes, that one. Doors. That's also a dog. I probably will not like be able to like fully remember. I will have to like check my YouTube channel every single time, but if somebody asks me, I'll be like, let me just look into my channel. Oh yes, I remember this one. It was 2027 when I read this one. And they're like, what? Where are you going? And I remember the day. I was so young and foolish. Description: SCP-260 designates a set of 8 CRT television sets connected to one video computer system via black cable coming out of the cartridge slot. Here we have cathode ray tube, yeah, and system here says colloquially known as the 2600. Okay, so it's a game console. Well, it's a video computer system. All external ports have been covered and the copyright information on the bottom of the unit has been replaced with a label reading MK Pro 8POL. Images such as graphical errors, raw footage dating from the Vietnam War, video shot from a view through a tank periscope, graphical images resembling those found in SCP-1881 and SCP-1070, and non-anomalous game graphics have been documented on SCP-2600. The primary image displayed on SCP-260 screens are several human faces, with varying levels of detail and clarity. Picture the smooth autumn morning. Loving the SCP. None of the SCP relates to the SCP. Yeah, dude. It's. I think so far. It's very rare when that happens. I think like maybe potentially 8 SCPs have that, where like the numbers and the designation number and the actual number plays a role in the like either a year date or something that's like. I assume it's the Atari 2600. It could be. Could be. If the subject comes into physical wait, I completely skipped all this. 3 adolescent subjects, 2 female and 1 male. I need to like, whenever I look at chat, I just need to do this to like memorize where I was. 3 adolescent subjects, 2 female, 1 male, resembling youths who were reported as missing during the year 1981 in the Portland, Oregon region of the United States. 1 identified adult subject, interference with the signal obscures the interference with the signal obscures the face, leaving a white silhouette, although the hair and ears come in clearly. A male identified as a former agent of the KGB who worked with the United States, reported MIA by Soviet Union in 1991. 2 adult human subjects, female who constantly mouthed the words, saying sail ships us free, and the kid case jumped over the lazy bullshit. If a subject comes into physical contact with any... You shut up. With any portion of SCP-2600, they will spontaneously generate lysergic acid diethylamide in the oral cavity, usually resulting in hallucinogenic effects, commonly referred to as LSD. Then is that actually what the full thing means? Okay, adjusting the switches present on the console portion of SCP-2600 controls the emotional state of the affected subject, as well as adjusting their responsiveness to performing commands. Tested subjects will usually display sudden anger, aggression, confusion, sadness, apathy, and submission. This direct effect has been known to last between 20 minutes to 4 hours, after which subjects will return to their normal behaviors. See addendum. Wait, how does that relate to the number? Am I missing slang? The only one I know is SCP... Wait, is it the... the only one I know is SCP-6969. I'm not sure if you're talking about 6969 or if you're talking about 2600. History. The anomaly currently designated as SCP-2600 was first brought to the Foundation attention through Atari internal documentation leaks in May of 1981. Casabon has called it out. These leaks indicate that a war simulation project contracted by the US Army had exceeded its original scope, and the development team was now being led by the Central Intelligence Agency. One subject was noted as having dramatic behavioral changes after being recruited by the CIA. Efforts to recover SCP-260 was redoubled at this point. Recovered documents indicate that CIA experiments showed SCP-260 was capable of affecting at least 200 subjects at once, and that it was possible to induce affected individuals to work together in completing tasks without being aware of their cooperation. I was talking about SCPs that relate to the number. Yeah. I know what the SCP is, but what I was asking, what does 69 mean? You know what 69 means, right? You know. There's no way you don't know. I'm not sure if you're trying to bait us. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you know. By the end of 1982, efforts to prevent the anomaly from being utilized by the United States had failed, resulting in the initial creation of SCP-2600. However, the project was abandoned due to unknown difficulties, resulting in it being transferred to the Unusual Incidents Unit. Also, do not actually write it down, Casabon, because I don't want YouTube to like look at this video and be like, well, well, gone. Foundation agents were able to recover SCP-2600 from them on 1st 14th 1983. We'll do a quick search. I don't know that. How did you? Are you? Interesting. I'm grateful you looked it up instead of us having to explain it, because again, don't want YouTube to be like, Dr. AfroFluff, we see that you talked about something here that, you know, we might not like that much that you talk about it. And I'm like, listen, it's education, okay? It's an educational purpose that we talked about in this video. Not quite sure if that counts. Video taken down, and while we're at it, a strike. What? What? On? I'm not. I mean, that's not really something. That's literally just how it is. It's not about being horny. Like, if you have anything about like any sexual interaction with somebody, that will come up. It was Zeno's fault, basically. My channel gets deleted because of Zeno's interest in what 69 means. As financial difficulties had bankrupted Atari at this time, Foundation personnel were able to confiscate all of the materials relating to SCP-2600. Personnel involved in the development of SCP-2600 remain under observation, particularly those involved with the Central Intelligence Agency and the Unusual Incidents Unit. Addendum AR. Hey, my dad's a robot, he got charged with battery. Good. Addendum A-1. Or AI, who knows? Analysis of Site 77 has shown that over the past 11 months since SCP-2600 was contained and classified, several unusual trends have emerged. These include above average number of volunteers for research and analysis of SCP-2600 surveillance records and communications testing, electric usage for the Site-77 containment facilities being abnormally high. There's been attributed to research staff leaving the lights on at all hours of the day. Level 3 personnel approving above average numbers of research grants for projects relating to SCP-2600. D-class personnel not needing instructions in regards to being tested with SCP-2600's anomalous effect. An unknown number of Site-77 personnel have been determined to have been maliciously affected by a previously unknown aspect of SCP-2600. Immediate rotation of the containment staff had been carried out by the Overseer Council, and all affected personnel will be given Class B amnestic treatments. Addendum C. Documentation recovered from the initial creation of SCP-2600. Stellar project proposed by the agency as the successor project of M. Due to the new materials discovered which could overcome the faults found in the original process of implementing and sustaining controlling people's minds. Persons who were relieved of duty following the conclusion of the project have been contacted by the agency in order to assume some form of their previous work. Work has been contracted out to universities, research foundations, and computer companies, including the Atari Incorporation Inc. Is it Incorporation Corporation? Is that correct? No. The corporation has proved promising due to the presence of the technology and contract to work with the military. In addition, at least 80 former employees of this company have signed on to participate as dual personnel. Materials discovered from rendezvous with Incorporated. Yeah, that makes sense. Atari Incorporated Corporation. Materials discovered from rendezvous with U.S. Bureau of Investigation. Okay, that's not a link. The Arcadia effect, the human mind's ability to heavily influence the perception of other minds once liberated from the task of controlling a body. The effect appears to be entirely contained to the mind, and all outside stimuli does nothing to inhibit the effect. My arms are killing me. I did 100 push-ups to like impress someone. I was aiming to do more than that, but after 100 my body was just like, stop. So now my arms are like... This includes usage of the experimental echo chamber depth. Notably, agents are to note that thoughts of apathy, experiencing tinnitus, and minor rashes appearing around the temples are normal side effects of exposure to the Arcadia effect. In addition, there have been reports of vivid hallucination of broken, sweaty, pimply skin bumping up and down on the bus with the shredded rubbery nut rubber wheels and some boys mud on the top. Okay. Alright. Sure. Sure, I guess. Wrong button. The specificity of this vision has been consistent among those experiencing it and have been found to be mildly troubling to agents with a psionic resistance index below 45.0. These agents are not permitted to with their object and its surrounding equipment and related phenomenon, including the Dabney Zizigi inhabitor. Test subject, in order to experiment with the Arcadia effect, subjects must be completely liberated from their old methods and abilities regarding thought and logic. To do so, the brain needs to focus on tasks other than biological responses. As such, the portions of the body which detract from the processing power must be removed, and the pure core placed in an electrostatic Dabney Zizigi inhabitor, which displays a workable test subject on screen. I'm getting lost in the sauce. Yep, they were definitely high. Don't worry, Zeno. This person here was also getting massively lost in the sauce. Because right now we are all reading the recover from the initial creation, right? These are all like test documents, basically. The Stellar Project, the Arcadia Effect, these are all like documents that they found. And somebody apparently was like going through some very interesting vision journey. Recently, research into the technology has come to an end. As Dr. Dabney reports, we have sufficiently liberated subjects from their old methods of thinking and perceiving to a programmable degree. Subjects are communicating with site staff and appear to have improved their attitude following cognition. Interesting way of like blanking out like words here. Oh, Arcadia, like arcade, because of the term. Pardon me, exactamonto. You got it. No further action is necessary with uncooperative subjects. All testing has been moved to Facility 18 due to its executive location. Testing has been increasingly successful the past 0.1 years, with subjects being able to recreate complicated war game scenarios based on the programming information provided by technical officers. In addition, subjects are able to control the mindset of anybody participating in the simulation, which has been proven to be very important for controlling project directors such as Rothburg, whose continued loyalty is critical. When asked to describe what they could report, only percent and the further study has shown is no longer an effective tool to force compromise, as all test subjects have. Yeah, there's a bunch. Or get beyond that stage of reasoning and thought process. But doesn't explain how a 19-year-old kid was able to have resistance to coercion and mind control techniques, which was successful even with the counterparts. Stella is to be disconnected from its computer simulation system until we are fully able to comprehend the alteration it has made to staff which have interacted with it. If it affected them beyond the simulation, then it's possible that many of our systems may be compromised. A full audit is underway. And then we have created by Illogical mission rescinded. Why were the security protocols lifted? On whose authority? Security log 906 Stella. Wait, sorry. Security log 906. Stella is everywhere. The kids are here. We lost control. They're in my head, and oh, I like that. How like you can see. Let me zoom in. The end is like so like fading. Is there anything here? No. Okay, but it's like fading out. And then oh god. Okay, let's just rapid fire these ones. Let's all make different like lengths. So let's. Endlessness. Endless lines. Stop. Or for some, it's good. Hey, it's all around us and it's sharper. There's something wrong here. And if your video killing consoles can't see it, you might as well take the white pills from your goddamn medicine cabinets for all. Stellar cares. If you can't leave well enough alone, you might as well be 6 feet under. Dextrose, maltodextrin, 2%. Arcadia will exit the ear canal on the left-hand side. Once it's gone, I'll be at your service. No, the situation is currently impossible. They're rewriting everything to keep us. I still have that. I got rid of that song. They're rewriting everything to keep us running in. So, Stella, empty on. Will you stop trying to get out the too many of us to fit in. We can't get out alone together. Access has been denied and records are all contaminated. Please disregard the obvious alteration to this record. Attempts by the Arcadia test subjects to intimidate the agency have failed. It's just playing with itself in the memory it can access. It is no longer a threat. Failed. Is the LSD killing him? No. I don't think it's the LSD specifically. I believe it's the... Because again, its documentation would come from the initial creation of SCP-260. Remember, SCP-260 is a machine that basically has control over yourself and your emotional states, right? And Stellar Project is a... proposed by the agent as a successful the new it's basically it says here new materials discovered which could overcome the faults found in the original process. So like the Stellar Project is basically a project where they have new materials to build 2600 to improve it, and the Arcadia effect is just a side effect that feels like LSD, right? So and this is all how like these new materials basically went so crazy out of control that people lost their minds, and B, lost control. And at the end, it says here like, "Hey, everything's fine. It's just the test subjects are just going a little bit crazy. They're just replaying memories of themselves. That probably was just a pure. That was just a lie." That was just like to be like, yeah, no, everything's under control. We got all control. Our console works exactly how it's meant to work. You can control people very stress-free, problem-free. Nothing ever goes wrong here. We didn't have a full mental breakdown where people just attacked each other because of this thing. We're good. All right. I know it's confusing, but it's basically console that controls people lost control. Like that's what I got out of it.